Hey everybody, it's going to be my entry into the Aristocob's 2018 Homegrown category. And I'm just going to get the smoking part out of the way right away. So there's a little bit to talk about with this pipe. This pipe started out as a seed. And what I have named this pipe actually is, I'm pretty happy with this one, is the Celtic Cob. And here it is. So basically, yeah, I started with a seed. Why I never did this with one of my other categories is because I didn't know. I had an idea to do this, I think last year, and I didn't know if it would actually work. But I knew I had 3 decent cobs I could use from what I grew, and they weren't very big, so if I screwed up, I wouldn't be wasting money on cobs I bought. So that's why I tried it with this one, and it worked out good. So basically what we got going on here is the cob itself. Like I said, it's not a big cob because it didn't get very big, but all this is here is all mahogany, and then the shank is a custom made shank with mahogany and maple. And basically this cob took me roughly three days to make. Just because of all this cutting and re-gluing, and then of course first off, because it was homegrown, it was essentially a naked cob, so I had to mud it and then sand it and then kind of mud it and sand it just to see what I had, and then drill the hole and go from there. And then it came putting all these, cutting this cob and putting the mahogany in there, then cutting another piece, essentially cutting it this way, putting the mahogany in, gluing it back together, then cutting it the other way, putting a piece of mahogany in there, gluing it back together, sanding that down, cutting it again this way, put a piece of mahogany in there, glue it back together, sand it down, and again and again. So it kind of gets this Celtic knot kind of effect to it. And then I did a real high gloss finish on it and buffed it out. And then, like I said, the stem was just glued up, and I made that right there. I tried to stain, and I went over with a light brown stain, and then kind of did that fade where it's darker here and maybe a little at the top and a little bit lighter in the middle. And I tried to match that kind of going into the shank here with that color of stain. And I'm trying to film this quick before I have to go do some more stuff because the lighting is pretty good right now. And so, and it is smooth. It was quite a project. I don't think I've ever seen anybody really do that much of a, it's the first time I've seen it, somebody actually kind of put a pattern into a cob. But it does smoke. You seen me smoke when I started, and it was quite a challenge. If anybody's ever done any kind of woodworking or pen turning, you know that the Celtic knot it's not exactly a hard thing to do, but on a square piece of stock, laying that out, you just got to pay attention to doing it on an irregular shaped piece like this cob. It becomes a lot harder to lay that out. So there it is. There's a good look at it again. Like I said, it has a really high gloss finish on it, and that pattern just kind of repeats around the cob. I'll throw this up on a couple pictures I took on Instagram too, so you guys can take a better look if you want. I also did the normal bottoms I do in my cobs with where I do that more traditional pipe bottom with the plug, and you've heard me explain that before, but basically it's just hardwood plug with chamber bit, creating a traditional pipe bottom so that the stem isn't really going through. But yeah, this one definitely was a challenge. Like I said, I'm pretty happy with it. It came together pretty good. It is not the world's most perfect Celtic knot on something, but it was a really hard layout. don't anybody message me that if I'm going to sell these or not, because I don't sell them. Even if I did, I really wouldn't want to go around making a bunch of these, if I'm going to be honest with you. The layout's kind of a headache, especially on a round piece. But so hopefully you guys enjoy it. I'm looking forward to seeing all your guys' entries into the homegrown thing. So if any of you guys did grow any corn, go ahead and enter them in, and good luck with the contest.